Townsend.
Fight down. All right, a little about me. I like to drive fast. I have to drive fast. It's just me. I was raised to drive fast. My parents all drove like bats out of hell. They were sports car enthusiasts. They devised and raced road rallies, gymkhanas, where you take a large open space, put pylons down, and whoever could take their little car around that fast enough won. Gymkhanas on ice, which is pretty wild. My father also was a PR director for Mid-Ohio Racetrack down in Lexington, which is a 2.5-mile road race. None of that just turn left, drive in a circle, pussy NASCAR shit. This was a great track, and I had access to the paddock area, which is by the pits. This is where the drivers and their mechanics would work on the cars before every race. It smelled great. It sounded great.
Rob, sorry, a little closer.
A little closer.
Nailed it.
Perfect. So anyway, I met all the drivers. I met Paul Newman there, by the way. And after a couple minutes of nice conversation, when I asked him for his autograph, he ran away from me like I shot a starter's gun. So fuck you, Paul Newman. But anyway, I never missed a race, so I love speed. So with that in mind, as far as competitiveness goes, I'm really not that competitive. I'm pretty laid back, I think you'd say. Pretty chill, except for when I drive. And God damn it, I've got to be in front of you. I've got to go as fast as I can. I don't want anybody in front of me. I don't want you slowing me down. I got to get there first, and I got to go fast. So one summer about 15 years ago, my need for speed and my driving competitiveness steered me in a really wrong direction one morning. I used to work in Independence, so I had to drive down 77 every day. And one summer, there were these guys on motorcycles, and these weren't your Harley riders, your standard motorcycle riders. These were these little fucking things that these guys would race these things over 100 miles an hour, and they're weaving in and out between traffic, and they were doing this all summer, and it was getting to be a real pain in the neck. And I'm doing 80, and these guys are passing me like I'm standing still. So one morning, I'm driving down south on 77, and no one in front of me. No one in front of me. I'm in the center lane. There's a car in the left lane, about 4 or 5 car lengths ahead. Real nice distance. This is just right. I'm doing about 70, 75, and a 60. Everyone's doing this, so I'm not standing out. I look in the rearview mirror, and I see this motorcycle in my lane hauling ass right toward me. And I, God damn it, this is one of those pocket rockets. And I thought, all right, you're earning this one, buddy. So I speed up, because there's a nice, what he's going to do, he's going to pass me on the left, get in front of me, and pass this guy to my left illegally on the right. So screw this guy. He's going to work for this. I accelerate. I'm not going to close the gap, but I'm going to really narrow that gap. I'm going to give him a needle to thread when he comes over. And so this motorcycle's coming up as he passes me. My window's down. My arm is out. My finger is up. And fuck you as loud as I can at this guy, this fucking asshole, who, now let's review again. I'm already speeding. I'm speeding up, finger, telling this guy to go fuck himself. And as he comes in front of me, I see the sign on the back of his motorcycle, Cleveland Police. So, and about that same time, I see his arm shoot up in the air and the finger pointing to the right side. So I'm being cordially invited to pull over and discuss current events with this guy. So I get over, and all I can think of was, I thought you were one of those guys. You know, I thought you were one of those guys. And, you know, I'm no lawyer, but I'm pretty sure I thought you were one of those guys who really doesn't have any legal legs to stand on. You know, Your Honor, the defendant pleads, he thought you were one of those guys. So I'm sitting there, and it's like an eternity for this guy to get off his bike and walk up to my car. I'm thinking, I can't think of anything else except I thought you were one of those guys. A part of me, though, was thinking, it's a miracle I didn't shit myself. But, so the cop walks up, bends down, looks me right in the eye, and he is so pissed off. And he says, and as he says this, he's like spitting every word. I mean, it's like red hot rivets are popping out of his mouth, and they're bouncing off the pavement. And he says, "You thought I was one of those guys, didn't you?" So I said, "Uh-huh." And he says, "Well, don't do that again." And he gets on his bike, and he goes on down 77. So 5 minutes later, an hour later, I don't know how long, I just sat there going like this. Again, marveling they didn't fill my pants. Finally start the car back up and doing 60 to go to work. So there's no real moral to this story except that I still want to drive fast. I still want to drive ahead of you, but I keep the competitiveness out of it. I like to think that everybody on the road is a plainclothes cop. And I don't want this to happen again. So the good news for all of you, since you're all plainclothes cops when you're on the road, when I'm on the road, is none of you have to go fuck yourselves.